Beloved, also on September 8, 2018, after I woke up from the dream I had with the eagle, I kept meditating on all this, asking the Lord, praying to the Lord, begging for each and every one of us, for his people on the broad face of the earth. I fell asleep again and had a second dream. In that I saw myself in a place. There in that place where I saw myself were several people. I was trying to make them understand the preparation that should be done, and I urged them to do it, but all were confused. At that moment, I saw two giant hands that appeared suspended in the air, and they caught everyone and started rocking them. It was rocking them. Then I was admonishing them, but they did not heed. At one moment, I got close to those big hands that was rocking them, and I lowered a young woman and began to shake her by the shoulders and tried to get her out of that trance of dozing. But she walked to that hand and climbed back into it and settled down and stayed there. At that moment, I was told, "Leave them. It's late. Let's go." So we left from there, and I was taken to a building that did not look like a church from the outside, but when I opened its two doors at the entrance, I saw that it was a church, and there was one preaching. I walked into the middle of the church, and I exhorted them to the humiliation, but they all stared at me with eyes like dead, disoriented. The preacher had stopped talking, and at that moment he returned to speak and said, "Brothers, we're finished. You're dismissed." So they all got up. And when the last one in the room came out of the door of that church, an intense fire passed in front of the door, and it took them all away. I heard their screams, but I didn't see them anymore. It was terrible, that scene. We left there, and I went to something similar to a stadium. This was huge, and I walked in the middle of the same. And I saw that in the sand there was a man and a woman on a platform talking on a microphone. Then I was instructed to go up to the platform, and I went up, and my companion went up with me. He took the microphone away from the gentleman who was speaking, gave it to me, and said, "Repeat what I tell you." Then he began to speak. "The clean will continue cleansing, and the dirty will continue getting dirty. Whoever does not humble himself to the dust will not be able to survive in the time of trial, because they won't have any protection." These were the words he dictated to me, and so I said. Then I saw how those who were sitting in that place, many of them, their faces began to darken. So at that moment, when I saw that, it was tremendous to see that those faces of those people, that I saw their faces from a distance. I no longer saw them because like a black cloud came before them, but others, their faces turned white, bright. Then at that moment, I went out through the door of that place with my companion, and he told me, "Look back." Then I looked and saw that everyone who had white faces came out, and they followed us. Then I was told, "Open your hands and don't look back again, and grab what you can with them." So I stretched my hands out to the sides and felt like I was holding human hands, but I didn't see who they were, but I felt the weight when I pulled them. Then I was told, "Run and don't stop until I tell you." I started to run and felt that my weight when I pulled them was strong for my body, but I kept struggling and kept running. So I ran and came to a mountain, and in it there was a cave, and I was told to enter that cave. It was guarded by two beautiful, precious angels. There we went in, and we were safe from the calamity. And at that moment there I woke up. Dear brothers, the Lord has everything ready for His true children. We must not fear. He has protection for each of those who really seek Him in spirit and truth, for those who humble themselves to the dust, that only the most important is to follow Jesus more than preconceptions, ideas, and more than anything in this world. Let us humble ourselves before God. Let us seek His face. Let us seek His salvation, because it really is the only safeguard we can get on this earth for all these things that are coming and all these things that are going to be intensifying even more. From where our protection is going to come, only it is directly from on high. That our faith not be lacking, but we cling to Jesus Christ in all times and in all places, is my request and prayer for each one of you. So be it in the name of Jesus. May the Lord bless you.